Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome and thank you so much for joining me this evening on the 4th of May 2022. And welcome to In Review. And want to thank you so much, those on Instagram, those on Facebook, and those on YouTube as well. So I want to thank you so much for joining on this evening. Well, this is a very interesting week, a very exciting week for those in the UK because uh, whether you are near or far, there's going to be a new king, King Charles, okay, and Queen Camilla. Yes, that's the big one there, and there's going to be a lot of lunch and lots of big parties going on. Um, I know my church is going to have a big party, but let me just bring in Garry right away. Because Garry might be having a big bashment as well. Yes, Garry, how are you doing? Having a big bashment, are you?
No, man. I only serve one king, you know.
Yes.
I only serve one king, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ.
So that's so you're not going to celebrate the coronation of King Charles.
Well, I'll try and watch as much as I can. Because it's a one in a lifetime for me. I don't think I'll see another one this side of the this side of the dark ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be watching it.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of people also. I think a lot of people that I've been speaking to, they are more excited by the fact that it's a holiday Monday.
Yes.
For the holiday Monday, and
Yes.
that is something which is really good. But at the same time, there's another bigger thing which is happening, which somehow not many people are talking about it. And I don't know if many people are aware as well that there is a local government election which is happening in the UK. Did you know that there was a local government election going on, Garry?
Listen, I got wind of it, I believe not yesterday, it was the day before when I think I'd read it that
Yes.
there was going to be a local the local is going. It's around the 6th of May, isn't it? The 5th of May?
Oh, the election is today.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are
Yeah,
you sure
he
about that?
said this year, look, on the way, voters are deciding who will run services. Voters head to the poll in England local elections. For the first time, voters will need to local governments. It's today. Polls are open until 22 hours tonight, Garry. Garry, where are you, man? Are you in Jamaica? Oh, are you in Jamaica, Garry?
Well, probably my mind is back there. Not so much for you.
No, because local councils are responsible for many public services, including schools, care for elderly and disabled. Polls are open. The BBC, like other broadcasters, of course, they can't report details of it, but many places are choosing their new mayor, like in places like Bedford, Leicester, Mansfield, Middlesbrough, and I think places like Birmingham are also having their elections. Uh, but
Well,
yeah,
well, let me read something here. It says voters in Wolverhampton, Dudley, Walsall,
yeah.
Solihull, Moore are heading to the polls today, but not in Birmingham. So it looks like there are no local elections for Birmingham City
Well,
Council at
well,
all
well,
today.
well, definitely, and that is a funny thing about these elections because, like London, there's no elections in London. Definitely, there's no elections in London. This is more out in the countryside, and that's what I was asking because you'd have known people would have been knocking on your door, isn't it, about the
Yeah,
elections?
well, we would have received the
Circular.
um the usual.
Yeah, Gary just went a while ago. What Gary's saying is that he would have received the circular, which will come through from the council, and to give you like option to do postal vote or so. So this election is actually. Let me just. Gary's going to come back soon. So this election, which is happening now, is the. Let me just get back. Gary, there he is. Do. Did Richardson not kick you out because he didn't vote?
Well, It could be, you just don't know. I don't know what happened there, I
Yeah.
was I was just dropped. I don't know what took place. Yeah, but yeah, we would have received the usual
Circulars from
uh
the council, like for
yeah,
postal vote and etc. Yes, yes.
yeah.
Because when I spoke to you, you say you weren't where. Yeah, you most definitely, Gary. That's what would have happened. But I sense this. It's interesting, and I'm going to make a comparison with Jamaica. But this election definitely will be somewhat giving Rishi Sunak an idea of how his performance is. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. I was listening something on the radio just this week. It was I believe it was a conservative MP, and if it was not a conservative MP, it was a political commentator.
Yeah.
But the comment that was made, and this is not verbatim, but what was said was in favor of Rishi in that he's conducting the business of government. And I think he's doing well because people are not for he's not making mistakes, he's not making gaffes, he's not acting, let's say, unseemly for the papers and for the televisions and journalists really to comment and to make a fool or a joke of what he's doing. I think he's doing well. I think he's doing very well if it's just on the government of business.
I must say though that the bit which can be seen of Rishi Sunak is that he's very eager, very excited, and very want to get the job done. And people come at him left, right, and center for every other things about his wife and the non-dumb, about Boris Johnson and everything like that. But he just keep talking about his job, and you can see when he's so excited and he put on his glasses and everything. So he's eager, and I believe with Labour, with the issues with Jeremy Corbyn and Diana Abbott and all those sort of things, and Rishi and the leader cannot distinguish between a lady, a male or a female, someone might have a problem, you know. And I think
Yes.
they're neck to neck to a certain extent, you know.
Yeah. 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 I think he's doing well. I think he's doing well. I mean, I don't think that Sir Keir Starmer, really has anything on him. I mean, I don't think Keir Starmer could do any better, and I don't think he's really challenging him enough.
Mm.
I don't think he's got the strength, the stamina really to challenge Rishi.
Rishi Sunak. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't think so. And even his deputy, what's her name?
No, you mean Angela Rayner?
Yeah, I don't even think she can. I don't think she can. She may be able to ask good questions. She may
And
be
the
able to
dispatch
rebuff
box.
quickly,
And the
but
dispatch box, she may sort of have a flair with her hair
she
flowing
may,
back.
yeah, she may, but I don't think, I mean, real political strength. No, I don't think she's got that.
Yeah. It's
I don't think.
interesting though. One would think that the local government elections in the UK for the Conservative would be something which is not something they're looking forward to. Yeah, because of the fact that they're been in power for a while. The scandal with Boris Johnson, the bitch with Garden, the recent thing with Liz Truss, but somehow the elections still proceed. And I'm reminded of Jamaica in a way whereby election for the local government has still not proceeded for a long time. And it was very interesting that persons are actually saying that such an election is not in the best interest of the governing party because they would lose. And I always think that a local government election is a good thing for any party because it gives you a sort of signal as to how things are, and then you can try to go to the drawing board and try to make amends. And that's a good thing about the fixed term election dates, whereby that is something which will always be there unless some act of, like, say something about some wartime or so, may stop the process. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
So the whole thing regarding the election is very crucial. So I mean, normally Jonathan Dimbleby would be on tonight or so at 10 o'clock, where they give an exit poll or so to see how many the Tories have lost, how many Tories have gained, how many Labour has won, how many Labours have lost. And I believe it is actually not going to be a referendum on Rishi. Actually, I believe it's going to be saying how well the Labour Party is ready for power. What is the people saying? And especially the heartlands where this is coming from. This is crucial because London is normally deemed as a safe haven in a way for Labour. So I guess we'll be seeing what this is saying. What do you say about that? Yeah.
Yeah, we will see that the areas and the councils that are set up to have local elections. We will see from the outcome of what is really going on and how people are judging the leadership of Rishi Sunak.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, election all being well. We'll see you go. I guess you didn't vote because you should never vote. So I guess that's the case, Gary, isn't it?
We'll
we'll see.
see. We'll see.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow if you should have voted. But anyway, the big thing which is happening now, of course, and I believe it is a central discussion because everybody's talking about it, is King Charles to be coronated, the coronation this Saturday. And there are lots of people talking about it, especially those who are for Republic and those who are Republicans and those who are saying time is up, and they're saying we don't want a king. Someone was saying actually that I think something came from Lambeth Palace that people should be swearing allegiance to the king, and it created a sort of a stench in many people's nostril. But actually, what Prince Charles is saying, or King Charles is saying, it is not something, or I would say King Charles, but Lambeth Palace say this is not something whereby it is a choice. Well, no, it's a choice, not something like it's an order. What do you think about that? In a way, how what people think about that, if anything?
Well, I think it should be a choice.
Mm,
It should be a choice, not an order. I mean, I I don't know if I would be that comfortable to be told that I need to say an allegiance or an oath to the king. I'm
mm,
already a, I'm already a citizen of the United Kingdom. That's
mm,
enough. That in and of itself shows allegiance too, as far as I'm concerned.
mm,
But then, you know, there's a change of personnel, and if there's a change of personnel, should we then have to say an oath of allegiance to the king? Then, if that's the case, we might as well just say we have to have an oath of allegiance to the prime minister, and that won't go down very well with a lot. Never mind,
yeah,
you know.
I mean
Right.
it's gonna be it, sorry, Gary.
No, no, I never. Go ahead.
Yes. Now, what I'm saying is going to be a big day. Millions of people across the UK and beyond are preparing to celebrate the coronation of King Charles, symbolic ceremony combining a religious service and pageantry. And also, they're talking about lots of other different faiths who are planning to come in as well. Going to be at Westminster Abbey. The king will be crowned alongside with Camilla, the Queen consort. We should be called the Queen. Is it? Hmm?
Well, Queen Consort is going to be dropped, isn't it? Consort is going to be dropped. She's going to be known as the Queen, isn't it?
Queen. Okay. Okay.
Well, that's my understanding anyway.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's very interesting there. And King Charles may wear a military uniform, or he may wear one of his mother's committed service last year, while his grandfather George wore breeches and stockings at his coronation. Um, but let's look at a big thing which is happening now, and there's a big debate which is going on, Garry, now in regards to um, swearing allegiance to the king and republic, because I understand that Jamaica is, as we have been talking about, Jamaica is on the quest now to becoming a republic, and they are going through all the different motions now. And I've been doing discussions on it as well. People have been talking about it. The minister in charge of it is going to start going around the country to talk about it. Australia, I understand, is also contemplating that as well. Do you think that Charles is going to be presiding? Is Charles going to be presiding over the breakup of the Commonwealth and the breakup of lots of different countries to want to get rid of King Charles as the head of state?
Well, I always thought, at least, well, not always. I probably should say, um, in the latter years of the Queen, that it was the Queen really that held the Commonwealth together, because of the respect that the other heads of state had for the Queen. Then they were not going to make a song and a dance or a move to become republics during her tenure, during her reign. But obviously, I don't know if Charles did enough really to gain the respect of the other nations. Now, I've heard a lot about Charles in the sense that, that obviously there is a big boys club that's in play, and I've heard that he's very much, at the top, even though we have not really heard much of what he does and what he says or where he goes. As far as the world political system is concerned. But in absence and in ignorance of all of that, I don't know if he did as much behind the scenes with the heads of governments that he could have really gained the respect of them in relation to his mother, knowing that he would have to take over at some stage in his life. Then did he do as much as he could have done? What do
you call a big boy club? What do you call a big boy club there? What do you think? What is this big boy club? What is this big boy club?
Well, I mean, how many kings, how many monarchs do we have in this world? That's one. Two, not only monarchs, but every so often, like in America, is every 4 years, you have a change of presidents. Every 4 or 5 years, you have a change of governments within countries. And even in certain countries, again, you have queens and kings. They're not as probably prominent as the Queen or King of England or of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But obviously, all of these kings and queens are families. They're family, They're all family. I don't think we should ever forget. If you know your history, if you don't know history, it's a good time to know world history or even European history, because I believe it's Queen Victoria. She had a lot of children, and all of these children were scattered or in Europe, like Germany, Netherlands, and Spain, and Greece, and I would even have thought probably at some stage in France, even though I'm not too sure about that, because the French always had I've always wanted to be a little bit more separate to all other European nations, and they did their own thing anyway. But the monarchs of Europe, they are family. There's some family history that they all share because they are cousins and their aunts and uncles and all of that. That's included. But apart from that, there are some like you have the presidents, the Bilderberg Group, and you have the Council of Foreign Affairs. You have um, the United Nations and the spin-off from that. It is thought and it is said that Charles is very much active in these groups, but we just don't hear. We just don't know. We're not informed. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, sorry about that. Garry,
Oh, there. Something is going on here. I'm not too sure what it is.
I can hear you. Should I proceed? You okay? Garry, you okay? Say yes or no, Garry. Okay. I will keep speaking while you look at the issues there, Garry. Garry, yeah. There's a Republican movement which is in Australia. Garry, should I let you go and come back, Garry? I'll let you go and come back.
No.
Garry? Yeah. Okay. Garry, give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Garry. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. But what is happening regarding the king is that there's a Republican movement in Australia. The Republicanism in Australia is a popular movement to change Australia's system of government from a constitutional parliamentary monarchy to a republic. So they're on the quest for that. Let me just check if Garry is back. Garry? Yep. Are you back, Garry? Yeah? Garry? Not back. Okay. Okay. Okay, Garry not seen. Okay, I'll wait till Garry come back. So there's a Republican movement which is going on in Australia, and also there's a Republican movement which is going on in Jamaica, and also there's a Republican movement which is also in place also in the UK. You know, hi Dee, how are you doing? So Garry, are you back?
I can't hear you at all. So I don't know what's going on.
Turn off everything and start all over again, Garry. I'll let you be. Let me send you a message. Log out and come back. Log out and send him a message. Log out and come back. Or we say Jamaica wheel and come again. Log out and come back. Yeah. Okay. So Garry's gonna come back. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a Republican movement which is going on in Australia, a Republican movement which is going on in Jamaica, Republican movement going around the world, and some are saying it's because the king has sort of spirit on, where people are saying this is the right time for that. And it is very interesting about this Republican movement because there's a massive debate which is going on at present, and it is something which is worth for everyone, I believe, everyone to look at, everyone to consider at this time regarding the Republican movement. Let me see if I can get back Garry. I'll wait till he come back. 1, 2, 3. Garry, are you back?
Yeah, I hear you now. I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry. Because you didn't vote, that is why Rishi Sunak kick you out. You should have checked if you had a vote in the election tonight.
I should have. Yeah.
Yes, I was just alluding to the fact that Australia is on the quest, pushing to be a republic. Jamaica is pushing also to be a republic. The Republican movement is in the UK as well, but it is not very strong because the Brits love the Queen, or the King. So therefore, they're not going to do anything because it's a massive tourism pull at the same time for the UK. So therefore, what's your take on this push by Jamaica to be a republic. It is taking momentum. I'm also helping giving the momentum as well by doing lots of education.
I mean, we've spoken much about this over the past
We we
couple of
we
weeks.
we're going to be talking about this for the next year, man. So might as well get used to it.
I don't know if it's the best thing for Jamaica at this moment in time. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying again that it's never going to be, but based on, sometimes you have to look back in order to look forward.
Yes.
And the present government that is in right now, are they the best persons to take things forward? It's like this, Sil. If you had a company, say that the Sylbourne Sydial show was a conglomerate rivalry.
Are you prophesying? Yeah.
Larry King and and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Now you had a board of directors. You're the owner, but you have a board of directors. Now the present board of directors, they have overseen a very rocky time for your company. Yes. And to some extent, they almost bankrupted. You now are thinking of going public with it. Up until this time, you've been very successful but to get more money to really put it out in the world, you're going to open it publicly, and you're going to get investors to come in and invest in your company. So you're going to be a multi-million or a multi-billionaire now when the money starts coming in.
Yes.
Would you use the present management system, or the present management, those are in management, to take it from private to public ownership, bearing in mind that these are the very same people that almost bankrupt you? Or would you change them? What would you do?
Well, if I use a different angle there, because I see where you're coming from that aspect there.
So, it's not the best. It's not the best example, I know, and people may say, "Well, there's flaws in it," but I can't think of another way to put it. But go ahead.
I look at it this way, for argument's sake, like with Jamaica. I can never accept that one is not ready. I can accept that the process need to be in place for it to be fully ready, right? So I'm just kidding. I believe the process needs to be in place for it to be fully ready. But what I'm picking up as well is that people are somewhat maybe feeling safer in the arms of the king or the monarch. I mean, to say that one is not able to do it by themselves. And I believe that any child who is about to actually, go out there in the world, the parents are not going to walk behind them in the back each time and sort of keep, cushioning them. They have to fall along the way. But to ensure that checks and balances are in place, I can never accept that one have to have the Caribbean, the Privy Council, to ensure safety. Because someone said earlier that if you give a call to the Privy Council, to the Caribbean Court of Justice, they're all mates and they're all friends. And I'm saying, brethren, the system is like this. Judges and lawyers are all friends, even in the UK. So you're trying to say it's going to be corrupted in that way? I think what I'm trying to say is that one has got to somehow start on your own eventually. Because if we don't, Garry, when are we going to do it? But the right one is important. The right one is the right. Tia Ambrose said we're not ready yet. But the right one is important to the point that I have actually gone further, and I've created my own T-shirt by saying we want the right republic. I'm plugging my T-shirt. We want the right republic. See that? People are modeling it already. We want the right republic, and therefore you can work towards getting a ceremonial president or work towards getting an executive president, which is going to be the big issue. Australia is
I'm
pushing for it. Yeah.
still, Australia is a bigger, they're more, probably they're more successful economy and such. But what I'm saying here, what I really believe is that, and again, let me make it quite clear, and I think, I don't know how many listeners and such you have got listening right now.
Yeah.
And in the future, there's going to be people who will be listening to this. I am not an expert on politics. Yeah, I'm not a political.
Well, last week the person said that politician is fake. You're a fake politician.
Right. So that says a lot. That says a lot. Yeah. But at the same time, from my own point of view, from my own point of view, I think that I do believe that based on how politics and the business of government have been acted out in the past for 12 years. I do believe that I don't know if this government would be the right set of people to lead. I don't know, but I don't believe that. I believe that there should be. Well, let me ask you a question. Was there a commission that looked at this area and handed a report?
Well, there's a commission which is in place now, a 14-man team.
That is now. I'm talking about, was there a commission that was put in place to look at being a republic over the last 4 or 8 or even 12 years? Has there ever been a commission? I'm not talking about now, I'm not talking about this government putting in something now. Has there ever been a set of people to look at the way forward for Jamaica? Because Jamaica's always spoken of in the 80s. In the 80s, Sylbourne, there's been talk about Jamaica becoming a republic, but or a republic and/or one of the states of the United States. It was banned. It's been bandied about. It's not. This is not strange. This is not strange topics that come to the fore now and such. It's not strange. But what has to me has been failed to be done is that not enough research and active work has been done, I don't believe, to look into the way forward of Jamaica becoming a republic.
Well, that is what they're doing now, isn't it? That is what the minister is doing now. That is what people are doing now, trying to get the whole process. I believe they wanted it for a short time, and people are saying now it's got to be longer, and they're going through the period of consultation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Sylbourne. It's got to be something because from my understanding, if my understanding is correct, these guys want a decision to be made within a relatively short period of time because they want to.
And that is being rejected. That people are pushing back against a quick fix, Garry. At the same time,
but will they do it? You see,
that is where we come in to ensure that everyone plays a part in the process, and also to ensure that they listen.
I don't know if that's going to really be done properly. I'm not convinced, Sylbourne, that
So what are you trying to say? So what you're saying then? Don't do
they
it.
want these people want a rush job. They want a quick fix. As far as I'm concerned, they want. It's like it's like, okay, look what's happening in Africa. This may be a bad experience or a bad example.
So then,
But when certain people want to stay or remain in power, what do? They may talk a good process, they may talk a good process, but when it comes down to the process of doing it, they want to beat it. They want the position.
they want to be the
They
president.
yes, and so because I mean, what's the fight in Sudan about? If you really look, if you really examine what's happened down in Sudan, it's sad. It's very sad. It's not all what is said that we ought to really be looking and following. There's other things involved in what's happening down there. I'm not saying the same is going to happen in Jamaica. What I'm saying is that these politicians, yes, they're starting the process of Jamaica being a republic, but they want to be either the executive or the ceremonial. They want to be in the throes of things, and they want
Right.
that decision made before they get out of power.
But I believe that somehow there's going to be overlapping, and there's got to be a period of transferring of power. You know, that is something which has to happen. But I wouldn't want to hold things back, Garry, because of that. I don't understand what you're actually trying to say. Are you trying to say just because we're not ready, we don't do it, or we do the process of getting ready? Which is what I
Again,
was saying.
as I've said before, the talk of Jamaica being turned into a republic has not just come up. This topic has come to the fore years, from at least in the 80s. It could have been before, and it could have been in the 90s. What I'm trying to say, it's been the talk. It's been there. I again ask the question, has there been a commission before now to look at, is this the best way forward for Jamaica? I don't
When they say
think
the
so.
best, there was a 1995 reform committee or so. But when you say the best way forward, Jamaica, as far as I'm concerned, is not an independent country because they have to see the king is the head of state. I know people celebrate it, but the more we are talking about, we realize that the ultimate independence is being a republic, whereby we cut off the king of England, we cut off the monarch as the head of
Well,
state.
is that the best way forward for Jamaica?
So which is
Sylbourne?
which? But Garry, which is the best way forward? I don't
Well,
see
that's
any.
what I'm trying to ask.
Well,
That's
well
why I'm
this
trying to ask.
well this
You can't tell me because you don't have no paper in front of me to tell me if
no
it's best
no
to stay as it is, or it is best to cut off
yeah.
the head of the king. What is
No,
best?
no, you're not cutting off the head of the king. What you're doing, you're removing yourself away from the former colonizers, the former slave masters. That's what we're talking about. It's like I use this example all the while. It's like people want Black history to be taught in schools, yet at the same time they're asking the former colonizers to give the ratified for it to be taught in school and for them to teach it. I believe without a doubt that people of Caribbean ancestry, Black people, African ancestry, should be at a point where they are taking responsibility for their future.
Okay, let me ask you this, right?
Mm.
And I mean, I would really like to get a response from those who are listening, if you can get any at all, right?
Yes.
Based on the last 60 years of independence, are your listeners happy with the way how Jamaica has been governed Because based on that, in my mind, it will then show if the country or the listeners or the citizens will have confidence that in the next 60 under the republic, under a president, right? If they will be better or worse.
You know, somebody on TikTok saying it's funny thing because successive governments have become more and more corrupt. You know, and I'm gonna play a video of what people are saying. If that's what the future leaders of Jamaica is gonna be, they don't want to be a republic. And they said the people being mindful of this are fearful of having Jamaica in full control of governance. So you see, I hear what you're saying, and I maybe having my head in a sort of cloud to a point whereby I want Jamaica to move forward. And it's the reason why I'm saying that the whole republic debate and the whole consultation, education should not be something which is very short, like 6 months, like what the minister was saying. It should be at least 1.5 year, 1 year, 5 months, as we're discussing on the youth program last week Saturday, which is on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to YouTube, you can watch the young people talking about it, which is very crucial, you know. But successive governments, as someone says, will be corrupt, and therefore that is why you have checks and balances, and that's why you're creating a constitution which is workable and which should be workable. But I hear what you're saying, and your answer, even though it hasn't come yet, people will say that it's like Jamaica going backwards in a way, as some will say. But you don't want to say what Trump what's the word that Trump said? What the word that Trump said? What's that MAGA hat there? I can't remember. Make America great again. Make Jamaica great again. What is making Jamaica great again? Where did it come from for it to be great? I think it's to make Jamaica great in the future by the work of the people. 1962, as far as I'm concerned, as I said many times, it was they should have actually used that time to allocate land and distribute wealth as a form of wealth to the people at that time. Somebody is saying here that the Privy Council show that just like the people, the government have no faith in the system. Yeah. So the government, as someone said, the government is pushing to keep the Privy Council. And as my video with Motundo was saying, you're removing the king as the head of state, but yet you want to go to the king's court too for the laws. So your point is right. You have a valid point, Garry. And it's how we go forward with it. How long do you want to keep the king as head of state?
I don't. Again, you cannot forget history. Don't ever, for a people, for an individual, for a company, for whatever, don't discount the past, or don't say, well, the past has no bearing on the future. The past always has a bearing on the future, in the sense that depending on how, on who is in power to some extent, you can definitely know that if it's the same people who have affected the past, they are the same people that's going to frame the future, because they're thinking of themselves.
All right. Let's watch this video. Watch this video. Watch this video.
No, you don't follow my tour. I'm a tour with this is a political tour.
Right, and it's a government, so I want to know what is happening.
Caretakers that recognize. Hold on. Caretakers that recognize
citizen of Jamaica.
I want to know what is happening. You hear me? Caretakers are not recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica.
I don't know about caretaker. I'm a citizen of this country.
Well,
and I have interest in this.
Keep your interest to yourself.
No.
And your yard.
No.
Don't come on my tour. Don't come on my tour.
May I share my interest?
I don't need you here. I'm here with the member of parliament. No.
Well, I am here.
You see the council with me?
I am here.
Me not tour with council. Stay with the mayor.
I am here.
All right, told him there.
I am here.
So wait, who invited you?
I'm a citizen of this
Only
country.
drink, talk, and slide when you invited.
Well, guess what? You know who you invite. So if you invite me as well, you invite me.
Drink, and slide when you invited. I don't know which person you take, regardless of party. Regardless of the party. I don't differentiate parties, you know.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't
parties.
different
I
parties,
don't know
sir.
what you're talking about parties. Listen, I'm a citizen of this
No,
country.
I'm told you member of parliament.
And I am
If you
following.
need information, ask sir.
And I will ask her when the time.
Right. I don't know which council I'm going to take.
So who's the councillor here?
So you.
I am the councillor here.
Yes.
And
You see, I mean, we need to. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch that, so and listen to that, and you're telling me that that they're ready for government. Are they ready? Are they really ready for government, or as a Republican country or a republic? No.
But Garry,
Politicians together, man. They need to work together. One man turns up. Okay, fine. He's not. He's the opposing factor. Okay, true. But you don't go on like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Keep
And
your keep your interest to yourself and in your yard.
chink and dog, oh boy, sad. So you talk to people. The thing about it is that Garry is you got to question what is it that England is doing for Jamaica, and what is it that the king is doing for Jamaica at the same time, right? The king doesn't elect these persons. The only thing the king does is appoint the governor general, and the governor general is also sent from Jamaica to a certain extent, right? So you always have these politicians there. What can the king do? What can England do based on Jamaica governance? That's a big question again. And therefore, it is up to Jamaica to be able to get out persons like that gentleman that was talking there. Because in the UK, can you imagine, the press would eat that person alive, and they would have to say, they would resign before they can even go home to say that they want to spend time with their family. Right? Any politician that is going to any community, and especially being a minister and a member of the public, you want to walk with them unless there's a threat for life or something like that. And talking to them like that, a minister of government, even the MP, Garry, I was watching it. Even the MP walked away. Let me show you. I'll show you where the MP walk away. I want to show you where the MP walk away. The MP is a brown lady. There she is. Look at that. She walk away. She walk gone. Fix it.
I am here.
Look at that.
I am here.
She's gone all the way. Not to want to be a look at her. There she is.
Okay, so
Sorry?
hold on a minute.
She did not want to be seen with the guy.
So who is the one that's talking there?
He's Edward Warmington. He's a member of parliament, and he's also a minister.
He's a member of parliament for which area?
I'm not sure which area he's a member of parliament for, and I'm not really interested to know which area. Yeah.
Okay, and he's a minister for what portfolio?
He's some minister. I don't know who knows what find out what is Edward Warmington a minister for. Yeah.
He should never be talking. He's not the MP. He may be the minister for what, but he should not be in that constituency talking like that. He shouldn't be there.
The MP actually, as I said, walked away just not to be in that confrontation and that silly, immature type of politics there, right there. So, and of course,
don't blame her.
And Garry, that feeds into your point where many people say, why and how can Jamaica actually want to be a republic when you have leaders like these on the forefront?
I'm sorry, Sil, but Jamaica can't govern itself. Even though Yes, it's been independent, but even then, I've heard my parents' generation to some extent. They've even exclaimed, or that Jamaica should not have gotten independence at all. Even that generation is some members of that generation is saying, and if that generation is saying that Jamaica should not have received independence, we have come along now, and some of us we have said that yes, Jamaica should have gotten independence, but we don't know Jamaica before it was independent. Only our parents know that. We don't know the difference. We don't know the difference. Then some of us are now saying that we need to be or it's good for us to be a republic. But we've never known Jamaica not to be independent anyway. So how can we? And Jamaica is in this state, and then we're saying that Jamaica can go ahead and seek to have republic status? No, man, no. I don't. I understand the youth coming in and saying and expressing and such, and yes, they have every right. Anybody, for that matter, has every right to say and to make a statement. But Sylbourne, we don't know anything. If the truth be known, we don't know anything, do we? We don't.
Garry. Anyway, he's a minister with a portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. So he's a minister there. Shocking.
So that him just shut down economic growth and sack everybody.
But either way, still, I strongly believe that Jamaica should work towards being a republic. Should work towards. We have to be able to have confidence in ourselves, and I do understand. There's a guy earlier who said something to the effect. What he said? He said, "Stick to the evil you know." I'm not saying that they are evil. They're not evil. You just stick to the evil you know. But that is actually playing safe, and we cannot afford to play really safe. And one of the things about the persons who are advocate for a republic is that people need to understand that money is not going to come in your pocket right away. And I still ask the question again: what is it that England is doing to say there's governance in Jamaica or to effect proper governance in Jamaica? They're not really doing anything. Actually, China is doing more for China is doing more for the UK for Jamaica than England. China is investing more in a way. What do you say about that?
Well, that's a fact. It's a fact. Everybody know that. Everybody know that to some extent. It would seem that the government sell out Jamaica to Chinese.
Yeah. But anyway,
I mean, which part of Jamaica in the economy right now can say that England is down there, or America is down there, or any of the European countries are down there? Tell me, where? Show me. Nobody else is down there other than the Chinese. They sell out Jamaica, man.
Well, the key and most important thing is that I believe that it is very important that Jamaica and Jamaicans really work towards becoming a republic. But having those checks and balances is very crucial, Garry, as much as possible. But all I can say is that I have made sure that I'm actually a part of the whole process. And when I say the whole process, in actually encouraging people to have their own republic. So there you are. We want the right republic. There you are. You can get some t-shirts. We want the right republic. Chant it up and down. Chant left, right, and center. We want the right republic. I go to my website, Sylbourne TV. But yeah, Garry, that's how I see it really. That's how I see it. And we're gonna watch to see how how things flow really. But we cannot. This is just my view, because listening to persons sometimes saying don't start the process and keep it there. I think it's a retrograde step in a way to keeping England as a head of state. But I do agree that we wait and we don't rush it very quick, but we spend time in the whole process. That's what I think.
As they would say, due diligence needs to be done.
Due diligence needs to be done, and it cannot be a rush thing. And when you
Cannot.
listen to that MP there as well, I believe that, who knows, maybe he might be sacked tomorrow. We'll see, because that is very rude and that is very out of order. And many people are saying that for us to be a republic and have members of parliament like that in Jamaica speaking to a citizen, actually, he said something to the citizen. He said to the guy, a caretaker is not recognized in the Constitution. And the guy said, I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen. You know what I'm trying to say? And the guy said, a caretaker councillor. I said, no, I'm a caretaker MP. I'm an MP aspirant. You know? And therefore, that level of maturity need to be impressed upon the leaders as well, no matter what. You know? So therefore, that's it. Miss IC3, good evening. So Garry, yeah, so that's the thing there. So I have a big lunch this Sunday. Have you got a big lunch?
No, we're not. Sunday or Saturday, which one?
It's Sunday after church. We got a big lunch.
Oh, after church. Well, we usually have the rice and peas on Sunday, the traditional West Indian or Jamaican.
So you're still having your big lunch. You're still having your big lunch anyway.
Oh yeah. I can't
for the real king.
Can't do it on the rice and peas.
For the real king. Yeah, the real king of England. Well, I'm sure lots of people are looking forward for the holiday period anyhow still, and you can. So here's the King Charles, and people say to me, "Are you going to be supporting King Charles?" I said, "Listen, I have no problem with King Charles. Let the man run them country. They want the country to be. I'm focusing on Jamaica. Ensure Jamaica is run the right way. If people want to enjoy King Charles, let them enjoy King Charles. I'll even say." Cheers to King Charles with a Guinness or something like that. You know? What can I say? That way. So anyway, so that's it there, Garry. Well, you know, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for a good evening, and we'll be back again this Sunday night. Oh, by the way, this Sat. Right after the King coronation, there's a thing in Jamaica which is called a Fury Republic campaign, where they're going to discuss about the changing of the constitution and changing and shaping the Jamaican Republic. Join us to discuss how you can participate in changing our constitution and shaping the republic. Bring your friend and make a talk. That's going to be 6th of May, Saturday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. St. Michael's College across from UWI. And there's a link as well. Get a t-shirt to support the network. So that is something Advocates Network is doing in Jamaica to have this thing, and I think they're doing it right after the coronation. So that is something there in Jamaica. All right. Okay. So peace out, Garry.
All right, then, sir. Bless you, man. Take care.
Yeah, bless you. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining tonight, and keep the fire burning wherever you are. And as you said, very interesting views by Garry about is Jamaica ready to be a republic? Australia is also getting ready to be a republic. Other countries are getting ready to be a republic. And every man has to determine his own destiny at some point. But it's very important that there is collaboration and there is discussion, and people are able to understand what is expected of them, and not to let a few persons make such a decision. All right. So remember to like and subscribe, and you can go onto the website and you can get all the different shirts. In my walk and talk motivational moments, there's my shirt there, because when I'm walking now, that's going to be my branding. There's my hat. Therefore, I'm not going to wear no Nike hat or no Adidas hat anymore. I'm gonna wear my own hat there as well. And they're the t-shirts you can get. Keep the motioning going. And on Sylbourne.co.uk, you can get it on the website. And there's a section on the website also that speaks about as a matter of fact, let me just show it actually, because it speaks about the present discussion that we're having in regards to Jamaica to become a republic. And if I can find it, and there we go. Let me just share it just to show that bit there. And it's very interesting. I really find this, and the Marie events was created that, and you can check out her business as well. Let me see if I can find it. I can't seem to find it here. I don't seem to find it. Where is it, D? I can't find it. For some reason, I can't find it. Ah, here it is. Nope. That's not it as well. Local government elections. Ah. For some reason, I can't find it. See? Ah, here it is. There's the website there. From Crown to Sovereignty, Jamaica Journey to Republic Status. Historical overview. You'll have as well on it videos, contribution and comment as well. There it is there. And then for the online store, which I have there, which you can see, I got the shirts. Walk and talk motivational moments. You can see the boost mode. I talk about boost mode all the while. Boost mode, activate. Boost mode, there's the shirts. Boost mode, so therefore is a part of my process in motivating persons. And we want the right republic. All the works I've been doing for the past 2 years. We want the right republic. There we are. We want the right republic. And therefore you got your drinks as well. Boost mode, activate. There they are. Yep. Okay. So creating different things as well. That's beautiful. Thank you. What is the panel's position on reparation for Black Jamaicans? Mr. IC3, nobody's gonna respond to you. You know why? Because you write article about me saying that I'm this and I'm that. I don't know why you ask me those questions. If you write an article about me and say I say something, Mr. You're gonna if I respond, I'm bringing Garry. Mr. IC3 comes back again asking that question. What is the panel's position on reparation for Black Jamaicans? And when you say something, he takes it, write a big article, have my big picture on it, and I've not had the courtesy of sending it to me. It is somebody, a couple persons had to screenshot it and said to me, what is this? So Mr. IC3, no one will respond to you because you're going to take their word and spin it into some article to say that Sylbourne Sydial is embroiled in controversy with the community. Which community? I'm gonna get Prince Harry lawyer on you to outside and sue you to taking up my pictures and taking up my logo and everything like that. Be careful, man.
I mean, they're in breach of GDP, isn't it?
It's breach of GDPR. You know what I mean? GDPR.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't ask something on a show and then take it and then start to write an article on it. And I think giving the person that you wrote about it an opportunity to say something.
Right.
I know you come on here tonight. What is the panel's position on reparation for Black Jamaicans? Man, go read your book here, man. Anyhow. Yeah, anyhow. Let me just say bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Bless you. And be fair in all your discourse with people. Have a conversation. Ask for an interview, and I can give you a great interview with my views. Peace out. Boom. Thank you.